Hi friends, today we're going to be taking a look at more Greek and Latin elements, and these are size elements right here, okay? So you can see that I've already sorted my words. I'm sure that you could have done that same thing, so there's really not much to it. I'm just doing a visual sort right here, okay? But let's go ahead and take a look at these headers, and if you can at least go and find your headers right now, you can mark them up and think with me right now, okay? So we got micro, which I wrote a G right here to indicate that this is a Greek element, and micro means small. We have another Greek element, mega, that means great. Another Greek element, hyper, which means over or beyond. And we have a Latin element, super, that also means over and beyond. So again, go ahead and take a moment to find your headers and mark them up in the same way that I have. Yeah, large number of words contain these elements, guys, so it's important that we understand how they impact the meaning of these words, and that's our major focus here. So let's start here with small. You're probably already familiar with micro being small right there. Let's take a look at microcosm to start with. And again, don't worry about sorting your words or anything. You can do that at the end. We're mostly just thinking about the meaning right now. So when we think about microcosm, it's Lev Vygotsky. He was a psychologist, a Russian developmental psychologist. He has a quote using that word that helps me to think about it. He said, "A word is a microcosm of human experience." It's like a word, how is that related to like a whole life experience? Thinking about micro being small, you might be thinking like a small part, right? You might also recognize this word part, cosm. Cosm comes from the Greek form cosmo, meaning order, world, universe. So the ancient Greeks, they conceived of the world or universe as a well-ordered entity. Therefore, the word cosmos refers to a well-ordered universe, and cosmopolitan refers to something of worldly importance. Interesting. Okay, so when we think about microcosm in that context, then the word is a small world of human experience, not just a small part, because that word represents so much of a human experience. Let's think about the word microbe right there. It's actually a combination of micro and biology, which literally means small form of life. Pretty cool right there. So go ahead and kind of sort your words right now between words you know and words you don't know, starring the words that you don't know so you know to go back and further investigate those meanings throughout the week, okay? But let's just kind of take a look at these. And, we've got small, right? So when we think about a microsurgery, it's a small surgery. Microscope, you're able to look at really small things. We think about some of these mega words. A mega hit's like a really great hit. A megaphone makes your voice sound great or large, right? A mega dose. I know that my father-in-law was just in the hospital last week and he had to get quite a mega dose of antibiotics, a really great dose, but don't worry, he's fine. A megabyte, and this isn't byte like chomp chomp byte, but this is like a computer energy source right there. This is a great one, megabyte. You think about hyper, right? Somebody that's overly active, hyperactive, or overly sensitive, hypersensitive. When you think about hyperventilate, to vent, when you think of air, right? So somebody that has hyperventilating is breathing and getting a lot of air over and beyond and having a hard time regulating. Something that might be hypercritical is, overly critical. And then we've got hyperbole right here. And if you remember, hyperbole is a form of figurative language that is an extreme exaggeration. I'm so hungry I could eat a horse. So over and beyond right there. We think about our Latin element super, that also means over and beyond. A supermarket isn't just any old little tiny market that has a few things. So in order to qualify as a supermarket, you have lots of different types of things over and beyond what we might expect. Superstar, right? Over and beyond a regular. Same thing with superpower, superhuman, super ego, superhero, superhighway, over and beyond. Okay, so guys, make sure that you've starred the words that you aren't quite sure on, and you go back and investigate those further on Edum Online and our different word work resources throughout the week. Go ahead and sort your words and write them in your word work notebook. Thanks for thinking with me.